It's all or nothing. It's all or nothing.
Hi, I'm Jamie Otis, and tonight on Married at First Sight Unfiltered, I sit down with the friends and family of our couples and get an inside look into what it was really like to watch their loved ones marry a complete stranger.
It's all or nothing. It's all or nothing.
I think a lot of people tend to be like, how'd the experts do? Are they good matchmakers? What do you think?
I think they did a great job.
Compatible?
Yeah. I've seen that they're compatible. I'm saying I haven't seen it, but I know that they're both crazy. Otherwise, they wouldn't be on this show. So they did a good job at matching both of their crazy to where they're not dead yet, so that's a good sign. That's good. They're both physically attracted to each other. I think they're both emotionally attracted to each other. They did a good job as far as his type goes. She's his type.
I think they did a good job. For us, was kind of annoying. They asked him so many questions, once, twice, like so many times.
They were asking you guys questions too?
Yes,
Oh, yes.
about her
Her
about
type.
what, yeah, it was so annoying. Even for us, was like, oh my goodness, again. Then we understood, like, this is why, because they did a good job. Like, they were a good match.
There was like a spark, an immediate spark, and I have to say, they did a good job.
I think they did pretty good as far as their core values and everything.
Were there any red flags that you could share with us?
Oh, yes.
Oh, do tell.
But I'm thinking to myself, they must have asked 2,000 questions. And didn't the question about animals come up at all? Since she was really afraid of dogs. And it just didn't make any sense to me.
So you're one of Tom's closest friends. Do you think he was truly ready to get married? Not even just married, but blindly married?
No, I didn't at all until the wedding day. This guy lives in a bus, you know.
Tell us about the bus.
The bus
What's
is...
the idea of the bus?
So on paper, it sounds like he lives in a trailer park, you know, that's why he's on this show and everything like that. But the bus is pretty cool. It's a big, like a, I wouldn't say it's an RV, it's kind of like a touring bus, you know, and he's converted it all the way. He's like a carpenter, I guess, or whatever he does.
So where does he live? All over on a bus?
Yeah, he can take it wherever he wants, which is good because he's never in the same place for a long time, you know, until now.
Do you feel like she was ready to get married at first sight? Do you think she was ready for marriage?
I don't think you ever are.
Right?
Yeah, I don't think you ever are ready. But I mean, if it happens, you know, well, she did it, you know.
So tell us the truth. Do you think that Derek was really 100% ready to be blindly married to a stranger?
100%. And the truth is, Derek has been always trying to find that one. And he told me, he's like, Danny, you know what? I really want this to work, so I'm gonna do everything possible to make this work.
There was a night where Derek broke the news to us about the whole process, right? I do what some of the regular guys talk about. I say to him, you know, wow, this process is pretty crazy. But let's say you meet this woman and she's a woman that you really wanted. After the wedding, once you're in your honeymoon, I mean, you kind of just met her. She's your wife, but you just kind of met her, right? How do you make that move? The answer I expected, well, you know, I might light some candles or a bottle of ice, you know, something like that. But his answer was what threw me off the most. He said, well, you know, it's not all about sex, man. You know, I just hope I'm with the right person and we really get to know each other well. So my first reaction is I thought he was joking. So I looked at him and I go, ah, and he's looking at me like, I don't know. So I said, you know, that's when I realized he's in, he's committed. He really wants to find a good woman.
So there's a point where Tom and Lillian are having pillow talk and he says he's a minimalist and he doesn't care about materialistic items. And Lily goes, I drive a Lexus. And she was really offended by that.
That's just a classic case of a woman overanalyzing things.
I hate to
Not
be
to
a woman
stereotype
and
women.
agree because I'm a feminist and I don't believe in stereotyping women. However, I watched it and I was like, oh, Lily, stop. I don't think
See?
he meant it. Yeah.
See?
So-
Here's the thing, we never mean it because we're dumb.
I love a man who can admit that.
We're dumb.
I
we
love
we
it.
don't think one step ahead of what we said. It's just kind of think it and it comes out.
Married at First Sight Unfiltered on the record. Chris admits all men are dumb.
Wow, that's a good question.
I think they're taking each step very slowly.
Relationships are hard.
It's a long process emotionally.
If you're not gonna have an open mind, then you're setting yourself up for failure.
Would you ever consider married at first sight?
Wow, that's a good question.
It's a loaded question.
You know what? I'll give you the best answer after I see what happens with Derek.
Okay, we'll leave it there then. Would you ever get married at first sight?
No.
That was a fast answer. Why?
Relationships are hard. I want to kill this guy half of the time. Imagine somebody I didn't know.
Is this something that you would ever do, either one of you?
If I were younger and I was probably late 20s or something, why not?
Do you really think you would do it?
I really do. I do. It's such an experience in your life. I mean, how many people get to go down that road and you can look back and tell your grandchildren and...
In my case, I didn't make my match that well anyhow, so, and there were two of them. so yes, I would give it a shot.
I don't think I would. You know, I think it's a lot. It's a long process. You have to put yourself, not just in front of this guy that you don't know, but in front of many people.
But you could have what Lily and Tom seem to have on their wedding day.
It's hard to get married and to be married without everyone around you, without entire crew around you. Now, I personally don't think I would be able to do it. But then again, I don't have that craziness that my sister has. It's amazing, the job that they did to pair these two together. It's
a good match.
Yeah, it is, it is, it is.
Is Heather Derek's type?
Derek's type it varies, you know? It does, it varies. Like,
Brunettes, blondes?
yeah, it's not really a specific, I think he's more on character. You know, obviously some sort of attraction, but there's not like, this is Derek's type. Beauty comes in all shapes and forms, you know? But most importantly, it's all about the inside of a person, because somebody can look drop dead gorgeous, and if their own character is ugly, kind of like changes them.
Yeah.
Obviously, you have to be physically attracted, and then from there you have to go emotionally attracted on how the person actually is.
What does the future look like for Sonia and Nick?
I feel good about these two. You know, they're willing to compromise for each other, so it looks promising.
How do you think they're doing? What do you think for their future?
Nick did say to me, I think we're becoming really good friends, which is a good thing. Mm-hmm. You have to get to really know each other. And I've always said to him, as far as supporting him, that I can just tell that Sonia has a really good heart and soul.
Do you think they're gonna make it? Because they're so cute and I want them to make it.
They are so cute, and I do want them to make it. Time will tell.
I think they fit. Yeah. It's strange how to say it. They're like a puzzle, and they fit together. So they're...
Fingers crossed for
Yeah, I do. I really do wish them the best.
Yeah, they're doing all the couple stuff that you would think that somebody would get married to somebody that they love, that they've known for years. You know, they have matching tattoos. Their families are getting along. They can't take their eyes off each other. You know, they hit it off on the honeymoon. I really think it's gonna work. It really seems like they knew each other and that they didn't have matchmakers doing this. You know, it doesn't seem like professionals set this up. It seems like something that happened naturally.
Wow, that's huge.
Yeah.
How do you feel about what happened on Derek and Heather's honeymoon?
At the end of the day, I don't think Derek did anything wrong, but just enjoy yourself for something that if his spouse did not agree with, he didn't care because it wasn't a big deal for him to let go of it.
But he did ask her permission. That's a good point.
Even more so. So,
Yeah.
you know, he said, hey, look, we're on vacation. Is this cool? I think it was a little bit overreacting on Heather's end and too early to judge something.
He stopped smoking after she said that she didn't like it. He said he stopped smoking.
Right. But the thing is, it's not like he was a smoker. You know what I mean? It's not like it was like something he did in a mood of vacation and enjoyment and, why not? You know, when going into a process like this, I would imagine both parties would have a very open mind. If you're not gonna have an open mind, then you're setting yourself up for failure.
Thanks for watching Unfiltered, the only show that takes you inside the journey of marrying a complete stranger on national television. We hope you enjoyed the show. Don't miss another brand new episode of Married at First Sight next week, right here in FYI.
feel like you're a stranger.
I know, right? I never pictured getting married to a stranger.
You may kiss your bride.